Hey there, everybody. It's Ronnie, the Healthy Life Coach 702. I'm just checking in with you just to remind you that there are lots of toxic people out here in the world today, and many are selfish, many are just downright evil, some are labeled narcissists. All I know is you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your mind. You have to protect your heart. And you have to protect your loved ones and more so your children. Because coming out of a toxic relationship, if that person can't get to you or get under your skin, they will go through your children. They will try to emotionally harm your children, even physically harm your children, or tell them a bunch of things that are not true or things that are inappropriate to be shared with children. So, again, it's very important that you pick your circle and pick your circle wisely. And that's only quality people, as Les Brown says. Only quality people. Those are people that have your best interests at heart, that want to see you succeed, and are always rooting for you, whether you're up or down, and that are, most importantly, honest with you, are brave enough to tell you the truth about maybe some of your choices, or if you're going to them for advice. And they're not afraid to go ahead and be honest with you because they do have your best interests at heart. Coming out of, toxic relationships, as I briefly touched on, it can be, very sticky. Although, many times the other person doesn't want to work things out. They know that they have some baggage or some things that they need to work out individually, but they'll try to flip it and put that on you. Don't allow that. You have instinct. In my opinion, that's the Holy Spirit talking to you. That will tell you, "Hey, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right," or "I didn't do what they're accusing me of," or "How can they accuse me of doing X, Y, Z?" And they know that's not my character. Many times when you're being accused of different things, it's because that other person is doing it. And frankly, you just have to, clear those kind of people out of your life and out of your lives, if it, includes children and so on, because giving them, chance after chance after chance. And, as they say, once a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them, believe those actions. Don't go against, what your gut feeling is telling you, and you're thinking, "Oh, well, maybe I'm being too negative, maybe I'm being too hard, maybe I need to be more patient." No, follow your instinct. Again, when a person shows you who they are, believe them, because all it turns out to be is nothing but a very hurtful, hot mess. And you're usually left the bag of trying to heal your wounds, or sometimes they'll leave you emotionally abused, or you may not be able to overcome certain situations, and that will affect your future relationships. And the bottom line, when you're dealing with narcissistic people, many times it comes from their upbringing, it comes from their childhood, um, from personal experience of being in a relationship with someone. It came from their own very mother. There was child abuse in the home. There was, that particular person was, um, pointed out, against the other siblings. And there were, quite a few children in the home, over 10. So there was limited attention, limited resources, and so on. And this particular person had some, back then, I don't know if they had the diagnosis of ADHD and so on. So they were just labeled a bad person and so on. And of course, that led to many years in prison. So combined with the childhood of, abuse and neglect, then going into the prison system and staying in that system, in and out of that system, beginning at 14, 15 years old, all the way up to 59. So that gives you an example of, a lot of things are embedded within these narcissists, and it comes from early on. And many times they are aware that they have an issue, but they try to put that issue on that other person or the other people around them. Or they're just, their whole mindset is use and abuse. Get what they can get out of a person ball them up like foil, break them down mentally, devalue them, and so on, and move on to the next person because they've never dealt with their hurt. And so a lot of times what they're doing is inflicting their deep-rooted hurt onto you. And they get a kick out of seeing the next person hurt instead of seeking healing and seeking therapy. So again, my advice to you, sorry, is to take care of you and don't allow yourself to get so busy with life because we have these smartphones, we have computers, we have tablets, yada, yada. And many times it's just busying you up. It's not really, in my opinion, so smart. Yeah, they can be helpful, but before you know it, you have a calendar full of stuff. Some people are working in the bathroom. They're supposed to be taking maybe a bubble bath to relax themselves. Oh, but they can't go without their phone or their tablet being right there, their computer right there. So when we become that busy, that's another way that a narcissist or these demonic people with these spirits can, work their way into our lives and can manipulate us because we're like, well, you're too busy. Oh, I'll let that go. And before you know, you've let years go out of your life. Again, this is the Healthy Life Coach 702. Just giving you a few tidbits of different things to, try to overcome, the hurt and pain. It don't last always. I know it sounds cliche, but things will get greater later. But you do have to do the work. And you have to be willing to tap into, those core issues that brought you to this place. If you're looking for coaching, please, feel free to send an email. If you'd be so kind to like and share, I would truly appreciate that. Share it with someone that you think that it can possibly be of help to. If you have any questions or anything, I welcome those. I may, answer in a video, not necessarily using your name. I do believe in keeping things confidential unless you allow me to do so. On that note, I'm out of here. Have a blessed evening.